Be ready. 10 seconds to go. Start. The learned counsel, appearing for the appellant, vehemently submitted that the High Court committed a gross error in passing the impugned judgment. According to the learned counsel, the High Court fundamentally misunderstood the nature of lottery tickets, erroneously treating them as goods. It was submitted that the legal status of lottery tickets is already settled law, establishing them as actionable claims which are explicitly excluded from the definition of goods under the Act 1948. Since the very foundation of the tax is on the transfer of property in goods and lottery tickets are not goods, the entire basis for the tax on the printing of these tickets is incorrect from the outset. The learned counsel further submitted that the ink and chemicals used in the printing process were essentially consumables whose property is never transferred to the customer. These materials are entirely used up and consumed during the execution of the printing job. Since the customer does not receive the ink or chemicals in any form but only the service of printing, these items should not be treated as goods that are transferred in execution of the works contract. Reliance was placed on Pest Control India Limited versus Union of India. In such circumstances, referred to above, the learned counsel prayed that there being merit in his appeals, the same may be allowed, and the impugned judgment passed by the High Court be set aside. On the other hand, learned counsel appearing for the state submitted that the High Court did not commit any error, not to mention any error of law, in passing the impugned judgment. Mr. Singh, placing reliance on Commissioner of Sales Tax versus Messrs. Matushri Textile Limited, reported in 2003 SCC Online Bombay 830, submitted that in the facts at hand it is evident that ink and chemicals have been transferred to the customer and thereby are liable to the levy of tax under section 3F of the Act 1948. In such circumstances referred to above, the learned counsel prayed that there being no merit in the appeals, the same may be dismissed. Having heard the learned counsel appearing for the parties and having gone through the materials on record, the following question falls for our consideration. Whether tax can be levied under Section 3F of the Act 1948 on the ink and processing material used. Before adverting to the rival submissions canvassed on either side, we must look into a few relevant provisions of the Act 1948. Section 2D of the Act 1948 defines goods. The same reads thus: 2D goods means every kind or class of movable property and includes all materials, commodities, and articles involved in the execution of a works, contract, and growing crops, grass, trees, and things attached to or fastened to anything permanently attached to the earth which under the contract of sale are agreed to be severed but does not include actionable claims, stocks, shares, securities, or postal stationery sold by the Postal Department. Section 2H of the Act 1948 defines sale. The same reads thus: 2H sale with its grammatical variations and cognate expressions means any transfer of property in goods for cash or deferred payment or other valuable consideration and includes 1. A transfer otherwise than in pursuance of a contract of property in any goods for cash, deferred payment, or other valuable consideration. 2. A transfer of property in goods involved in the execution of a works contract. 3. The delivery of goods on hire purchase or any system of payment by installments. 4. Or transfer of the right to use any goods for any purpose for cash, deferred payment, or other valuable consideration. 5. The supply of goods by any unincorporated association or body of persons to a member thereof for cash, deferred payment, or other valuable consideration. And 6. The supply by way of or as part of any service or in any other manner whatsoever of goods, being food or any other article for human consumption or any drink where such supply or service is for cash or deferred payment or other valuable consideration. Explanation 1. A sale or purchase shall be deemed to have taken place in the state 1. In a case falling under subclause if the goods are in the state at the time of transfer of property in such goods involved in the execution of the works contract, notwithstanding that the agreement for the works contract has been wholly or in part entered into outside the state. 2. In a case falling under subclause 4th, if the goods are used by the lessee within the state during any period, notwithstanding that the agreement for the lease has been entered into outside the state, or that the goods have been delivered to lessee outside the state, notwithstanding anything contained in this act, two independent sales or purchases shall, for the purposes of this act, be deemed to have taken place. Stop.